Right, where am I actually going to stand? Here, I'll lean on the bike. Lean on the... No? No. Here? No, that's a bit weird. Looks like I'm making a weird film. Okay. I really don't know where to stand. I thought that was someone coming up the driveway. So, what was I saying? Hello and welcome. Hello members and welcome to my garage for the very first members only update. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. Really ever since I sort of got 2 or 3 of the first members hit the channel, I wondered if I should do something like this. Toyed with the idea, but I didn't really have anything to talk about. I didn't know what I was going to say. So I didn't actually do one. Now I'm getting a few more members on board. I made the decision a couple of weeks ago that it would be a good idea if I did one of these member updates. Still didn't know what to do, and I actually got sick, so I'm sure most of you know at this point, but I got a bit of a chest infection, which is essentially pneumonia, to be honest, walking pneumonia, I think they call it. And even now, 3 weeks later, I must admit, I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not 100%, you know, the whole chest area, everything's not perfect, but I'm getting there. I'm down on energy a little bit, so that hasn't really helped with the motivation, but I'm just making excuses on why, because here we are for the actual first one. Obviously in a different location today in the garage, and these moving forward could be anywhere. I'm not necessarily going to film them in my main bedroom. I'm actually out here today because I need to do some work on the RX-7. I'm currently sitting on a ladder to make sure I've got the right height. You can see the trusty steed, the motorbike behind me there, and yeah, the alternator, unfortunately, in the RX-7 is a bit dicky. Well, it needs to be rebuilt. I had a parasitic drain of current, or a parasitic current, whatever they call it. And I did I looked into it last weekend, the weekend before, whatever it was, hooked the multimeter up. So this is when the keys are totally out of it. Nothing should be on, it shouldn't be drawing any current. And the multimeter was saying the battery was being drawn at about 3 amps. And it was going flat overnight. I'd charge it up, it'd be fine, I'd drive the car, it was fine, and then it would go flat overnight. And that's why 3 amps is a fair bit of power to be draining when everything's turned off. So I traced it back, put the multimeter on the battery, and just started disconnecting stuff. So I'll show you at the end of this video. I'll do a very quick walk around and give you an idea of what the car looks like. But I've pulled the interior apart, I pulled all the stereo and everything out of the back, all the trim interior out of the back's gone. I pulled every fuse out looking for this parasitic drain. In the end, it was the alternator, can you believe? And I will show you how I go about doing it. But anyway, that's why I'm in the shed today. So I thought, why not do the members update out here? I guess I wanted to discuss like the future of the channel and what's coming up and stuff, but that's really hard because I kind of play it by ear. I don't have a lot of time. I'm not exactly sitting around planning what I'm going to be doing on this channel. I kind of go, well, okay, there's a new update out for Assetto Corsa or iRacing or whatever the case may be, and I'll just do it. I always try and keep as much Gran Turismo on the channel as I can. You will have noticed already this year, there's a fair bit less content on Gran Turismo. It's not going anywhere, and in fact there are times, so I guess over the last week or two, it's mostly been Gran Turismo. It'll sort of fluctuate and cycle with the FIA season coming up. That is something I really hope to hit pretty hard and try and do as many races as I can. It's unrealistic to think I'll be doing all of the races because Saturday night's just a real pain in the arse night for me to try and do sim racing on. So it probably won't happen every Saturday night, but I'm going to have a red hot crack, and I'm actually thinking of doing a little bit more videos. So I guess the one topic I thought I would discuss with you today, and by the way, sorry about the quality of the audio. I do have an external mic set up, which is very good, but I know it's very echo in here, so sorry about that. But I guess the one topic I did want to discuss with you is about growth of the channel in terms of subscribers and things like that. It's really not something, I never set out with the idea of making this YouTube channel huge. And being up with Jimmy Broadbent and having 150,000 subscribers, I never thought about it like that. I've honestly not played too much thought. Hopefully that wind's not too bad. I don't think it's hitting the mic. The carriage, the roller door is wide open. But yeah, I haven't really put much thought about into growth, subscriber growth, and what that means to the channel. I've just kind of let it happen. I've kind of gone, well, if people enjoy my content, the streams I do, the videos I produce, then great. Hopefully they'll hang around and watch more of them. But if they don't, no worries. There's so many other YouTubers out there. I've never set out to make this my primary goal. I know a lot of other people like Rory, here he is. I'm sure everyone knows who that is at this point. He quite, obviously, and I think from that his burnt out video, he was hoping, he said that he hoped to one day make YouTube his primary career and his primary job so he can quit his job. That's never really been a thought for me. If it happens, if I get big enough and get to a point where it's like, well, if I could dedicate more time and actually spend 6 or 7 hours a day doing YouTube stuff and make some decent cash out of it, then sure, no worries, I'll do that. But I've never thought about it until just recently. I think as at right now, I'm at 2,654 subscribers. I just looked before. So that's a fairly decent number, but you don't make a huge amount of money off YouTube. And this is where it comes back to you guys and the contribution. I know you don't get a lot from YouTube. You get like some little emojis and you know the CR logo next to your name, but you don't get a great deal else, which is why I wanted to do these videos for you and give you some information. By the way, I'll just take this opportunity, I should have said it at the start of the video, please don't share this around. This is just an unlisted video. YouTube does not have the capacity to just single out members. I think if I actually went through and asked for your email address, I could set it to private but give you guys access. YouTube does need to add a section where I can just create a group of people, or you know, the members are already there. It already tells you that the members exist and what they do. So it'd be nice to just grab that and share a video with them, and nobody else except those accounts have access to it. It doesn't have that ability, so this is just an unlisted video, which means anybody can watch it with the link, but I really do ask, please don't share this around. The whole idea of it is that it's just for you guys. It's not supposed to be for everybody else, and ultimately, if someone is sharing it around and just showing everybody anyway, and the views on this video are quite high, then you know, I'll just stop doing them, and I might just end up doing a channel-wide update. It'll be a little bit less personal, but it's whatever. So it's up to you guys. I do ask, though, that you don't share it around. This is just for your eyes. You're the special one that is going above and beyond. But getting back to YouTube revenue and why your membership and your donations and everything matter, you don't make much money off YouTube. If you don't understand how YouTube money works, then you make, depending on the CPM, and it varies every video, there's no consistency at all, but you get about $1.50 per 1,000 views. So you can pretty much look at anybody's YouTube channel at that point and figure out how much money they're making per video, per week. You know, so if someone like, to go back to Rory, he's kind of at this point getting between 5,000 and 7,000 views per video. He's putting out 5 videos a week, you know, and then there's me who's getting sort of 1,000 views or less per stream, and I'm doing 2 streams a week, sometimes 3. You know, I'm not exactly raking in the big dollars here. So the memberships that you guys are giving, the donations people give, the super chats, these all are by far the biggest contributors to any money I'm making off YouTube, and I do put all of it straight back into the channel. So there's a lot of expenses. Obviously I'm paying for the .com, the charlieroscoe.com, which is not that expensive, you guys probably know that, but you know, there's that. I've had a subscription to a music service, which I've actually abandoned because the music just wasn't, don't think it was quite the right genre, and a lot of you guys didn't really enjoy it that much, so I ended up dropping that. But there are expenses that come out. Plus I want to buy new games for you. I want to buy DLCs. I want to be able to just, you know, buy, I think, did I buy the F1 car originally? I think my first blue F1 car I bought was with money, something like that. I can't remember. I bought something on Gran Turismo using the YouTube money. So that is something that I've been able to do. And I have, yeah, I guess for the first time, I'm kind of thinking, well, you know what? If I want to keep making better content for the channel and keep improving, because it's very much plateaued, and you can see with my subscriber base, like, I don't know how long you guys have been here without really looking, but from the start I sort of went from about 50 subscribers to 500 subscribers almost overnight. Like, it was so fast, and I really had this huge growth up to probably 1,500 subscribers. It slowed down a bit for a month or two, and then it kind of shot up to 2,000, and then I've really just been dribbling away to get up to where I am now. Again, never really thought about growth, worried about growth, but I'm now starting to go, well, if I had more subscribers, you know, let's pluck a number out and say, let's shoot for 5,000 subscribers, then I could possibly make a little bit more revenue, and I could get things like, I wouldn't mind buying a Thrustmaster T300 steering wheel and pedals, doing a bit of a review and a comparison to the G29, also getting a play seat, so they're about 600 bucks Australian. You can convert that to your local currency, but for a play seat with a bit of a rig and everything on it, that's about another $600. PS5 is going to be out coming up in the year. I've obviously bought the graphics card, which is YouTube money definitely did not pay for, that 1070, so I can bring you some more PC games. And yeah, there's lots of expenses, and I kind of thought, well, if I could grow the channel a little bit, then I could potentially buy more of these things and ultimately create better content for you guys, because you know, heaps of people would be interested in the T300 versus the G29. It's a link I could always, people always ask for it, especially randoms that drop into the streams, and I can just refer them straight onto that and we can really have a look. So there's some good stuff to be had there, and I can look at a play seat and compare that to my office chair setup that I've got now, which is not that great. So a lot of stuff I could buy. So for the first time, I'm kind of thinking, well, how do I go about increasing my viewership and my subscriber count? And I've known for a long time that if I want to do it, I need to do less streams, because streams don't really get you a lot of subscribers. Sure, they trickle in, and you might have 2 or 3 new subscribers per stream. If it's a good stream, you might have 10, 15. And if you don't have a good stream, you get none. But they're not really the best way to grow a channel. Really, videos, good, well-made videos are what get you most of your subscribers. And I can tell you now that most of my subscribers, certainly in the early days, first 1,500 or so subscribers I got, were from videos, and they were from, you know, the qualifying video that I did, how to qualify, how to increase your SR points, these sorts of things, how-to type guide videos. That's where all of my subscribers came from. So, and on top of that, I think I need to do more videos and slightly more clickbaity thumbnails, more enticing thumbnails. I know clickbait's got such a negative connotation, and it can be, and I really don't like clickbait at all. But to give you an example of sort of tastefully done clickbait, I guess we'll look at Rory. Here he is, mention him again. You know, what he's done is he's got the far more clickbaity thumbnail, which you read and kind of go, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing that video, finding out what it's about. So he gets a lot more people pumping in. Not to mention the fact that most of his content are videos, 10 to 15 minute videos. YouTube, with their analytics and stuff, they're not going to recommend very many live streams. Live streams go for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. That's not going to appear on a recommended list anywhere near as often as a 10 to 15 minute video is. So what you may notice is that you'll never see my stuff on recommended, although if you're members of my channel, you probably do because of analytics, but other random people won't get my stuff shown to them very often because it's mostly streams. Whereas someone like Rory or anyone else making the shorter videos, they are what get listed in recommended, you know, watch this next, pop up in people's sub boxes in the, you know, recommended section. So I should probably, I'll continue to do the streams every Tuesday night, and I will try and do a second stream every week as well. But I should probably start doing a few more videos and really thinking about the content in those videos, doing some guide type stuff, doing some informational videos, which hopefully you guys enjoy as well. They're not just to bring in new subscribers, they're for everyone. They do take a little bit longer to make, they are a little bit harder to make. Live streaming comparatively is easy because you turn everything on, you sit there and talk for 2.5 hours and you turn it all off again. With a video, by the time you practice, you get the content, you script it, you make it, record it, edit it, render it, upload it. It is like a full evening. You're literally talking, a 10-minute video will take me 6-7 hours to produce, sometimes longer. If it goes over 2 nights, might be up to 10 hours to produce a video. A live stream, you turn it on, you do your thing, you turn it off and you're done. So I think that's where the channel's going to be going. It shouldn't be a huge impact for you. You shouldn't really notice. Wow, this video is going on a lot longer than I anticipated. I thought I'll just make a little 5 to 10 minute video. I think I've already hit 15 there, minus some stuff. And I want to quickly show you the RX-7. So I'm not going to crap on too much, but what I do want you to do as well, please, is if you've got any questions in the comments, they don't have to be related to content. Like, you don't have to say, what's your favorite GR3 car in you know, or whatever. You can ask me whatever you want, but I would really appreciate that you do, because my stance on where the channel is going this year is not really going to change next month or the month after. And if I really do run out of stuff to talk to you about, there's less likely you'll get one of these member update videos. I'm happy to show you, like if you guys want to see around the RX-7 more than what I showed you today, if you guys want to have a look at the bike or whatever else, let me know in the comments, ask me some questions, give me some things to answer, and I can make these more regularly and have something to talk about. They might come from the garage, they might come from the bedroom, I don't know, who knows. The audio in here is not going to be great, so I might not do that many in here, but please help me out. And again, I really want to thank you very much for your contributions. I do want to say that it is helping me a lot. It also helps with motivation. Like I talked about the financial side, being able to purchase more things for the channel, which is great, but it helps with motivation. You know, technical difficulties, it's a joke that my channel has so many. I've always made it a joke, but don't think for a second that sometimes it doesn't really piss me off. There's been streams where, yeah, I try not to show it with what I say through my voice, but I'm just like, I'm done. I just want to turn this stream off. I want to forget about this and just go, sorry guys, you know, delete it from my channel, pretend that it never happened and move on. And YouTube pausing like I did that other stream, and I think within the first 10 minutes I went to 67 concurrent viewers, and then it dropped to like 20 something, 17. I know about 25 of you or 27 of you or whatever went over to Twitch, which was great. Thank you very much for doing that. But the YouTube one was dead, and that's the main platform. The reality is Twitch, I've got no followers on. There's no money coming in from that. There's no anything on Twitch. So I want people on YouTube. Anyway, I'm not going to go into I don't want this to be a YouTuber whinges to his members, because that's not what I want at all. I do want to give you a little bit more access to sort of what my brain is thinking though. So anyway, help me out. Pop some questions in the comments. Ask me whatever. Sorry I keep looking out the door, by the way. Literally garage doors up. I'm not that far from the street, so I'm just kind of watching the world go by. The cars come past and the pedestrians looking at me funny like, what the hell is that guy doing? I should probably get on with fixing the Mighty 7. I'll quickly show you around that. Okay, so I have spun the microphone around. I'm probably loud as hell, but hopefully I'll fix that in post. It's a little bit dark in here actually. Let me open the garage door up a little bit, get a bit more light. But there was way too much light on my face when that happened. So this alternator, I've got a Gilmer drive belt on it, which means it winds and carries on. That's not too bad, and I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or not, especially because it is facing the wrong way, but I'll shut up and see how I go. Don't know if you can hear that little knock or not, but that means the bearing's a bit buggered. But the problem is that I did plug the multimeter into the battery over there, and when the ignition's off and everything's off, I was actually still drawing about 3 amps, so the battery was going flat overnight. And when I'm actually running and charging, that alternator is putting about 15.5 volts in it, which is probably a touch too high. So the only way I can stop the battery from going flat is these fusible links down there. You can see one of them's actually pulled out, and the reason for that is because it's the only thing that stops. That's the one that connects through to my alternator, this one that's hanging out, and that's the only one that is drawing current. So as soon as I disconnect that fusible link, which goes to the alternator, so I need to pull the alternator apart and replace the bearing, replace the diode. I already did one diode. That's what this mess was down here. I was hoping that this diode, it's a bit hard to see because it's dark, I know. But inside that is a little diode, which I've replaced. It's probably burnt out again now, I'd suggest. So I need a few of them, replace it in that. But yeah. Okay, so you can see from inside the car, what I had was a parasitic leak. Obviously, that's why the 3 amps were coming out when everything was turned off. But I have been meaning to pull this dash out anyway, but I've ripped the radio out. I've cut, of those 3 gauges, I cut one of them. I did all kinds of stuff trying to figure out where this parasitic link was coming from. You can see the mess of everything down there. This isn't even bolted in properly. That's pretty loose. It's just got about 2 screws holding that in. So I've got to put the whole interior of the car. I've pulled the exterior apart. That's where the amp and all the stereo and everything went. Boot liner, I've pulled everything out of it. So unfortunately, I'm going to end the video here. I'll be back next month, hopefully. Thanks again. You guys are freaking awesome. I really appreciate it, especially those of you that have been around for months already. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and it helps the channel. You're helping everyone else that gets to sponge for nothing. So yeah, just thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I'll try and do more of these at least once a month to give you guys. So any questions you've got for me, you know, this isn't going out to anyone else provided you guys don't share it, and I really am crapping on now. Thanks very much, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.